Trident Wargaming. Build it, paint it, play it. Hey there, hobbyist painters and gamers. Welcome back to another Trident video. This time it's a little bit of a hobby video on the request of one of the players on some of the Facebook pages. Just wanting to know how I did the green kind of glow on the weapons of my Necrons. So it's very simple, easy little trick, I guess, or painting technique. Nothing fancy, nothing like pro, very tabletop, and you don't need a lot to it. So we'll take it from here. So to start off, we're going to show you pretty much the colors that I use. So pretty much your base color is going to be your moot green, and then you are going to have some work to do with some the Techno Tesseract glow. You can add some of the white in there, right? Doesn't matter what kind of white you use. I like using the Game Air white here, the dead white, I believe. And then for the main glow is going to be this ink. Actually, really first time I'm really using it, kind of liked it, experimented with it, and then that's how I kind of got those blades done. So that's all you need for colors. I mean, you can obviously do a lot more with it if you want, but this is pretty much for this basic tabletop look that I do. And we'll get to the basics here. So this is one of my basic Necron destroyers. Painted up silver, I throw some washes on them. However you guys do yours, you know, it's all good. You can use the same kind of technique for them. So I pretty much just start off where the silver is and then replace that with pretty much this. So you take your moot green and you can either airbrush it or you can, you know, just brush it on, whatever you got available to you, and just put a coat of the green on just like that, right? So, you know, however many layers you want to put to fill up the color, but that's your basic start of where you want to be. Then pretty much I'll give it a Tesseract wash, just to give it a little bit more of a glow. And it's pretty simple. Just put it on. So we'll just add some of it on right now. And that's all I do. Kind of brings it up a little bit, makes it a little bit shinier. Not that much, but I guess not shinier, but more of a glow. Okay. And just make sure when you're doing all this, you make sure that everything dries properly, because you don't want it to start to blend all together and like just kind of create some kind of different looking green that might not be what you want. So and just pretty much get wherever you need to get. Just finish this guy up here. Very simple, just wherever you want the green. Cover in all these recesses and stuff, because you'll probably go into those after. If you like, with the ink. But don't worry if you nick your silver, you can always go back and touch it up. So, but yeah, just add that, let it dry, and then we'll start going to some of the inking. So now that your blade is kind of dried up, you can start actually with your ink. So I would just recommend putting some ink just on the side, just so you have it prepped and ready. Give it a good shake, you know, all that jazz, right? Pretty much you're going to be putting this on wherever these panels kind of separate on the blade. So, you know, kind of in here on the outside of the blade, right where the lines kind of separate, and then there's like a beveled area of the blade kind of in the middle, and you're just going to make those easy shapes. So once you start seeing how it goes, you'll see what I mean. But let's start with this blade here. So pretty much just get some of it on your brush, and you'll just start kind of adding it to the areas you want it. And it's probably going to pool a little bit, but just paint in the middle. And don't worry if it doesn't seem like it's a perfect shape that you may want, but because you're going to come back and do some layers of this, right? It's the same thing here. I'm trying to show you that. Like I said, it's not pro painting or anything, but it's very simple and very easy to get on the tabletop to get this kind of look. So you just put your basic shapes in there, right? Try to follow the shape of the actual panel. You may need some more ink. As soon as you start adding more ink, it's going to start to darken a little bit. So just follow the shape of the blade, really. I'll put a little kind of block right here, right? And then this is kind of a little bit of a wonky shape, because you are going to have to navigate some of the panels, a little bit of the curvature and stuff. So once you kind of get that going, you'll get your shape, you'll get your panels to where you want them. So and then you're going to just kind of carefully do that. Off camera a little bit here. But this is what you start to get, right? And try to keep it kind of level. Otherwise it's going to start flying all over the place. Get my camera in focus. There we go. So that's all you really do. And you let it set and dry, in a sense. And as it's kind of drying, you can go back and put layers on it. Like here, it's already starting to dry, so I'll just go back, put a thicker layer on it. So that's really all I do. And then sometimes you can take a thinner brush, touch it up a little bit better, clean up the lines a little bit. This section I might need to fix a little bit, but let's see how that goes. So I'll let that dry up, and then I'll show you what it kind of turned out like. So after letting it dry a bit, this is kind of the state that we're at. I'll tilt them a little bit for the glare. I mean, it's not perfect, right? Like I said, it's tabletop. Very quick, easy way to get to where you want to be. And pretty much if you want to make these darker, you just put another layer on. What I'm going to show you is just kind of the basic idea of it like this. And then again, if you want to take some of your white, you can go over the edges, do your little highlight if you want. You don't need to, but it's very, very simple again. Just very much on the edge of where you want a little bit more I guess, brighter kind of impact on the blade. So, like, I'll try to do some of the edges just very slightly, like so. And of course, you're going to let that dry as well. But this will make it a little bit brighter. All I use this for is to have the Tesseract glow actually pop a little bit more. I find anytime I put white on before the Tesseract, it amplifies it a little bit. So again, just on some of these edges. Camera shot's probably not the best, but I think you get the point. So kind of wherever you guys want to put that extra glow. That's all I do. Just a little bit. And if you go a little too thick, don't worry about it, because it'll all go green again anyways. So that's really about it there. Right, if you want, you can put a little bit kind of in here. Even in here, in these little dots here, you can, because you're going to hit this with a glow again. And if you need to, like right in here, you can kind of fix this section. So I kind of need to fix this area right here, just to make a little bit of a separation. You can actually use the white to do that. My brush is not helping me here though. Right. Throw a little bit of white in there like that. And you let it kind of dry. And then you get your Tesseract. And you're pretty much going to cover the whole blade again. And watch it kind of turn to that Tesseract kind of color. So there's your Tesseract on it. Kind of gives it that little extra glow, right? And you can go back and darken up parts that you want darkened up. You don't have to use the white. Maybe just on the edges. Maybe I probably go back and touch these up a little bit. Don't kind of really like the way they turned out just now, but again, you can hit it again with Tesseract. But you will get that tabletop look, right? Just to get it on the board. I'm not, again, like I'm not a pro painter, but someone asked, so I will show you. That's really about it for the blade. I will go back in here with the ink and just do a little bit of darkening. Probably just let it dry a bit longer than I did just now, but it works. Just do a little bit of this. Sharpen up some of these shapes a little bit. I'll let it dry and then I'll show you what it looks like in the end here. And there you have it. His blade is pretty much done for myself. I know there's probably some nicer ways of doing this, but this is a very simple way of getting them on the field, the decent look. You know, you start putting them together with some of the other guys that are all done up right, and it all ties in. It all ties into the army. So you can see how very simple, how quickly that is. And that's pretty much it. So very easy, simple way of doing it. And hope you guys enjoyed that. Hope that helps to anybody who is asking. You know, I'm sure I'll get feedback from other painters and whatnot that are you know, at pro level. But yeah, it's a fun little way to do it. I love using the Tesseract Glow and the other colors, the greens. Greens were always kind of a paint that I never really used that often. So, but yeah, there you have it. Tabletop quality, ready to go, ready to chop up some Space Marines. Have at her. Thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. And remember, build it, paint it, play it.